Hey guys, my name is Ben Ott and I'm a TV news photojournalist in Baltimore at WBFF Fox 45. If you watch TV, you can see reporters that are on the air. Well, I'm basically the person that's behind the camera that's making those reporters look the way that they do on TV.
And we're at the tail end of it right now.
When you see images on TV.
We did it, we did it!
A person walking down the street, when you see crime scenes.
I'm with my photographer, Ben Ott, right now. Ben, is there any way that we could walk down this way just to see? I believe I saw some investigators down this street here as well.
Sporting events happen. That's probably going to be filmed by someone like me. I have a camera, I have a tripod, I cover where the news is. When a lot of people run away from certain stories or when they want to go away from certain crime scenes, I'm usually the kind of person who will go towards those scenes and show the public what's going on in a certain area. What I always tell people is things that you may only see once in your life, we probably see once every day or once every week. There's a lot of things going on in our world and we're usually the kind of people who will run towards those things. Our job as the press is to inform the public about what's going on. We're also supposed to be uncovering something that you may not already know.
I've never experienced anything like what we're going through right now.
When we go into work, we really don't know what we're going to be walking into, so it's really just a matter of time until we do. So every day, every moment can really be a rush. This is basically what my day looks like. I drive into work. Right now I'm working a lot on our morning show. That means that I have to wake up very early in the morning when you're probably still sleeping. 1:45 to 2 a.m. and then I start my shift at about 3 a.m. I usually get my assignment for the day, usually meet up with my reporter to see what's going on, and then I end up editing together what it is that we're working on for the day. We'll end up going out to our live shot location for the whole morning.
A little bit of rain falling from the sky over our region here this morning, so you might have to contend with that as you get up here this morning.
Putting together live shots, I am setting up lights, setting up the camera, making sure that the reporters look good in a certain lighting or a certain aspect.
Yeah, that's right. Good morning, Megan. Get this, 700 bagels will be made this morning, all from Towson Hot Bagels there behind me. And
the control room is seeing everything as we are out in the field as well. So during this time, the control room is pretty chaotic. The producers, they're the ones who are stacking the shows. They're putting it all together.
Megan, about 25 out.
Awesome. Thank you, Sinead.
During this coronavirus pandemic, people right now are working from home. Other people will still report to the station, but we're very limited in what we can and cannot do.
Live from WBFF in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 Early Edition.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Fox 45 Early Edition.
Things happen on the fly, to the minute, to the second. Every second counts.
yeah, that's right. Good morning, Tom. Well, we have the mask on, and so did the staff members.
This bagel shop was donating 700 bagels on this day to local area hospitals. So it's really cool because you're able to be a witness to very positive and uplifting stories, and it's my responsibility then to capture those moments and to really showcase them. And then hopefully other people will then get a sense of all the good that's going on in the world in a very uncertain time.
In honor of National Nurses Week, we're bringing 700 bagels over to Johns Hopkins. We've got Sinai, Northeast Hospital.
So during our live shots, we're sometimes also filming for a story that'll air later in the day. So sometimes you might see us in our later newscasts in the day, and it's really a story that we've been working on all morning, but then when we come back to the station, we'll have time to work on it, edit it. So really it takes a lot of time to write it all out, to edit it, and then eventually it will then go on air.
On an early cold May morning in Canton, a distinctive scent travels through the air. It's not the harbor across the street, but inside, the warm aroma of hundreds of bagels.
We've been donating bagels everyone in every hospitals in the area about.
It's a thank you gift from Towson Hot Bagels in Canton to nurses across the city. But it's more than just a quick, warm breakfast during this long battle these workers know all too well.
This is our way to fight the COVID-19.
As the fresh bagels pile up, each one of them delicately crafted, filling the emptiness of these boxes. Words more than a simple thanks turn into love and encouragement.
Add a little spirit to the food that they're getting in addition to the bagels themselves.
As the owner of the stores, it makes me feel really good to do our part in these bad situations. I think there is no one in the world that's not been affected by COVID-19. We always make bagels and we're still making bagels. That's what we do it. This is like our way to help actually those people that are firsthand, not just be impacted by COVID-19, but in first hand to fight the COVID-19.
All 700 bagels have been loaded up into the van in front of us and are ready to be delivered to Johns Hopkins, Sinai, and Northwest hospitals. Our first stop today, Johns Hopkins.
Hey, how are you guys?
Yes.
I'm here.
Under the masks, smiles, appreciation for a simple gesture of thanks to the nurses working on the front lines during this difficult time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys so much.
Amazing. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, we really
Thank you so
appreciate
much.
it. Yeah.
Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you for your day.
We thank you too, as it's back to work once again. In Baltimore, Elijah Westbrook, Fox 45 News.
And then when the day's all over, we do it all again the next day. It's a very fun and rewarding job. It is super amazing to see so much good that's in the world. And to have a chance at seeing it every day. Growing up, I always had a fascination for technology, and it really wasn't until later when that passion for broadcasting really developed.
One great matchup in Baltimore tonight. This town is
I was so fascinated just watching Sunday Night Football or NFL on CBS. Or WGAL News 8.
Coverage you can count on continues. This is WGAL News 8 at 5:30. Right now,
and every time I watched, I just thought, wow, so many people across the country could be watching this right now. And it's all just coming from one place too. The more I listened, the more I watched, the more interested I became in the art of broadcasting. So through high school, through college, I really developed this passion for broadcasting, for filming, for reporting. But really, just like any career, you need some experience and passion that will really carry you through that job. I really went after a lot of opportunities that I had throughout high school and college. When I was in high school, I got involved with my school newspaper, the morning announcements, from directing to producing to writing everything out to anchoring sports segments, that kind of thing. Had some really cool mentorship experiences with the York Daily Record, WGAL. It was really there when things really started to develop for me, and I knew that once college was around the corner that broadcasting is what I really wanted to get after. I eventually came across Temple University. My brother was going there. I got to know a lot of the professors when I would go on visits. It really felt like the right place. It was the 4th largest media market, and I knew that it would provide some really great experiences that I knew that I needed going into a professional career. And it really wasn't until the end of my high school career that I really knew that Temple was the right spot for me. But it became more apparent the more I was seeking after just wanting to go into television.
So as the clock turns at night, so do the drills. Pipes are laid for the holes that need to be made.
I was involved in multiple productions that the school provided, from a news show called Temple Update to sports called Al Sports Update. It really was a time for me to learn how TV really works. Sure, I knew up to this point what it looked like, but I didn't know what went into it. And this was really my time for me to understand what went into it. Most TV stations, when they are looking to hire now, they do look for a college experience. Most importantly, they look for if you just have any experience at all. If you helped out at a TV station growing up, or if you maybe wrote for a newspaper that's local, whether it's high school, college, or just a community newspaper. They're really just looking for experiences. And if you're able to say to somebody that, hey, you know what, I have experiences doing this and doing that, that will really help you out. I eventually found myself at WGAL in Lancaster.
In York, Ed Weinstock, WGAL News 8.
Porch Pirates. Coming up tonight, I'll give you police tips on how to keep your packages safe at 10 and 11. A violent night in one Harrisburg neighborhood with a homicide and another shots fired incident that ended in a crash.
I've never seen anything like that happen before.
And then a few years later, I'm now in Baltimore, Maryland, covering news for Fox 45.
Next guest.
Getting from point A
little nervous
to point B
I don't feel like a lot of people is taking it serious. Are you checking any bags?
isn't as easy as it used to be.
Good morning, how are you?
Television is always changing. It's not like what we used to see in the 60s when everyone in their living rooms would tune in and watch the nightly news. Nowadays, it's very much on demand, and it really is because of cell phones nowadays. News is happening 24/7, and you're able to really watch it 24/7 if you wanted to, using social media, using the internet to watch and consume your news. In TV, we're the eyes and ears of the public. So we really have to listen to people. We have to know how to talk to people. So for me, I really had to learn how to listen. I really had to learn how to communicate ideas to people. So I'd say that one of the biggest things for me that I had to learn was just communication skills. No one's perfect at them, but because everyone is so different at them, the more aware you are, the more aware I was, the better off I was too.
The journey for Ande Yeme started right there on Blue Stream Drive in this Elk Ridge neighborhood. He walked nearly a half mile all the way down towards I-95, but before he got there, he braved the elements of this massive construction zone. Rocks and piles of dirt everywhere. Police say he did all of this when the temperature was just below freezing.
I think one of the most important classes that I ever took, whether it's elementary school, middle school, high school, was English class. We're always reading the news. We're always following up on information. We're having to read a lot of press releases and decipher a lot of information online about what's going on. And we really have to figure out, is it true or is it not true? Or what's the real story here? What should we figure out that other people don't know about? Journalism, TV production, digital video production, those are all classes that really allow me to work with cameras for the first time, that allow me to write and kind of think on my own. And it really gave me a better understanding of what news is, how it can be produced, and what it would look like through video images instead of words on a page. We get a lot of critiques. A lot of viewers, a lot of listeners will send in their critiques and say, hey, why does your hair look like that? Or why is it cloudy today when it was supposed to be sunny all day?
Starting this morning with some showers, especially north and west, up around Westminster, Tawnytown. Then there's another.
We as people, we love to complain, right? We love to say what's wrong in today's world. We hear from a lot of listeners, a lot of viewers who simply don't like what's on TV. They maybe don't like what the color of somebody's hair is, or why a story wasn't clear enough. One of the best pieces of advice I could give you is to learn how to respect other people's opinions about other people, about yourself. People are just gonna say things. People are gonna critique you, but it's really about how you respond. It's about how you think about those things, and it's about how you process and learn to get better through them. Am I gonna be mad because somebody said so-and-so? Or am I going to be a good citizen, maybe not agree with what they say, but respect what they say? Ultimately, am I gonna think to myself, yeah, maybe I could do a little bit better on that? Or, wow, this person is viewing this story and thinking this. That wasn't my intention at all. So maybe I should edit this a little bit differently next time so that you at home watching might get a better idea of what's really going on. Even today, I still watch a lot of news stories. I watch a lot of different material all the time. I think it's important for me to, as a journalist, to really expose myself to what else is out there. I'm more than a photojournalist, I'm a storyteller.
And I talk to myself and I pray while I work. I talk to God.
And it's the power of prayer, the thousands of thread being stitched.
I'm down here most of the day.
That's meeting the need.
If I'm not opening the door to some volunteer who's coming here to pick up more material.
Of those on the front line.
I'm putting this in God's hands.
If there's one thing I want you to know, it's this. Follow your dreams. Know what your passions are and chase after them. Be relentless in what you're going after. Sure, the road ahead might be tough, it might be uncertain, you may not always know what to do, but most importantly, just make the most out of everything. Create goals for yourself. You never know if it's your only shot, you never know if it's the one chance you have. You just don't, and you don't want to take that for granted. So make the most out of it. Make the most out of life, make the most out of opportunities, and trust me, it'll make all the difference.